Japanese enterprise companies are very reluctant to use AI, and if TLV joins to the team this meeting, I would say like, what's that? Kick them. They even don't show camera on. It's very important to go to the factory.
Thank you for coming today.
You're welcome.
I've been looking forward to talk about entrepreneurship or how to run the startup. So we've been known each other from university, right? So
Yes.
it's more than 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm also looking forward to hear your story.
Yeah.
What you experienced, those
Me
stuff.
too.
So from the beginning, could you introduce yourself to the audience quickly?
Yes. Hi, I'm Yu. I founded a company called Pretia Technologies in 2014, and we help people create a high-quality augmented reality content in the most user-friendly way. So that's what we do. And we've just sold our company to the public company called Macbee Planet. It's a public company in the Tokyo Stock Exchange, and it's just in this November. So we've done exit.
Yeah, great. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And you've been working for that company more than 10 years, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I founded the company when I was in the University of Tokyo.
Mm-hmm. And I think you studied from game industry, right?
Yes,
so
we started.
Probably you had a lot of pivot, strategy change, those stuff. So could you share those journeys?
Sure. Yes. So when I founded the company, we actually have started from virtual reality at that time, and it was 360 video streaming company, and that's what we did. But there was no market at that time, so we tried to make a pivot, and then we founded the field called location-based entertainment. So it's like sandbox VR. It's famous in US, I guess, or deployed. It's used to be there.
So you started from 2C service to more than 2B like service,
Yes.
Right?
Our first business was the consumer business, and it was fun, and it succeeded to some extent, but then in 2020 COVID-19 hit our company, and then the location-based entertainment, it was nightmare for all the companies in this field. And we needed to pivot, and then we tried to build the revenue stream in a more sustainable way. So that's why we dove into the B2B. And since then, we started making the business for advertising industry and fashion and manufacturing, and we ended up focusing on advertising and manufacturing.
I see. Yeah, actually it makes sense to go to advertisement because location is pretty important.
Yeah.
But how do you integrate into manufacturing industry?
Yes. So from the beginning, we tried to build a platform where developers can create augmented reality content quite easily. So we had a tech. But for the advertising, we also adjusted the technology into the UX part. So we removed as much problem as possible for creators to create the content easily. And actually, some manufacturing companies also tried to utilize augmented reality for their business. It's called digital transformation in Japan, but they don't have budget at the beginning. So that's why they also wanted the solution to create POC using AR and hopefully the more enhanced software as well. And so that's why we could still help those companies create software with augmented reality with a smaller amount of budget than usual.
I see. probably especially in Japan, those manufacturing company or enterprise company cares a lot about the security stuff or
Yes, exactly.
a lot of process to admit the version
Yeah.
of those stuff, right? So do you have any kind of struggle or episodes you can share?
Yes, we did a lot. Like their big company like Toyota Group, so those companies are very strict about the security. So in the longest case, it took around 1 year to close the deal, and more than half of the year dedicated to pass their security screening. So it's very, very tough process.
I see.
But we learned a lot from that process as well.
I see. Probably the audience also want to know, the playbook, how to conquer that kind of, difficulty in those, Japanese enterprise markets. So do you have any kind of tips you can share?
Sure, of course. So since we have started from B2C business, so the unit price per customer was quite small at that time. But after we made a pivot to B2B, we seeked the larger amount of budget per customer. So that's why it's very natural to dive into enterprise customers. And it's more like, it's kind of consulting plus software. So it's being more popular to call it as the Palantir model in Japan recently. And so there's a dedicated consultant, product manager, maybe like it's now called as for deployed engineer. So we have a weekly or bi-weekly meeting in most cases with the enterprise customer, and then not only showing our progress to them and making the new proposal to them every time, we also try to kind of manage the person in charge in the large enterprise companies, because they have a lot of things to do in their side, and they don't have time to get approval about using our software. So we need to kind of monitor their task status as well. So that's very important.
To insert your, the priority much higher in the client. Right?
Yeah, I don't know the case in the US, but maybe it might be something in common. But in Japan, since the most people are not specialists, so even in the factory, so they are kind of generalists. They need to do a lot of things. So we need to keep our mind share big in their mind, and also we need to help them complete tasks to finally subscribe to our service.
I see. Probably the quality of people who works on this role is pretty important. And you said your company is global talented, right?
Yes.
So how did you find people who can do that kind of job and also working in this international environment? How did you find those people?
So Pretia Technologies is around half or two-thirds of people are the non-Japanese. So we basically hire people who wants to work in Japan, and also who wants to move to Japan as well. So, and some people are originally in Japan as well. So we run the company in the English, of course. But on the other hand, customers speak only Japanese. So that's why when engineers join the meeting, at that time there is no Gemini note-taking or TLDB as well. So it was very hard to share the context from context of customer to the internal development team. So it was quite hard. Sorry, was that the question from you?
Yeah, and how did you conquer that?
Yes. So basically, we ask leaders to be bilingual, of course, and they whatever information they got from the customer, we ask leaders to write down the summary document about their the minutes from the customer meeting or some requirement document. So we are pretty good at making those documents in the two languages, well, recently it's much automated, so it's much easier, of course. But so we can't divide development team and also customer-facing team. So it's very important to share the context across the company. So that's what we believe.
I see. Probably, how to overcome that kind of language barrier, especially using AI, is pretty hot topic. So do you have any tips or like product you recommend to do that kind of operation?
Yes. So first of all, Japanese, especially enterprise companies, are very, very reluctant to use AI, especially for the security reason. Especially, they don't want to put the information to the cloud. So that's a very hard part.
So you can't introduce note taker, right?
No. So
okay.
Mostly they use Teams, Microsoft Teams, and if you imagine, so if we join the meeting, so hi, like we are Pretia Technologies, and hi, we are Enterprise A, and then if TLDB joins to the Teams meeting, they would say like, what's that? Is that AI? So kick them out. So that's
very strict.
They would stay. They even don't show camera on as well. So because of their company policy, so they need to hide as much privacy information as possible as well. So it's very, very strict. So that's why it's very important to go to the factory directly. So
face to face.
Yes, exactly. So once we have the lead, so we ask customers to see in person. So hey, where's your factory? Okayama. Okay, so we can go there. We can fly to Okayama, taking maybe 2 hours or something from Tokyo. So and then they appreciate that attitude and they put trust on them, and then since then they are more willing to complete tasks to subscribe our software as well. So I think it's for the entertainment or advertising industry, it's a bit different, but I think compared to States, it's very effective to see people in person to close the deal. So that's what I believe.
I see. So probably from the point of view of U.S. startup company, probably their mind is like how they can find a good country manager in Japan.
I see.
I guess. So do you have any advice on that?
Yes, I think so. If I was the founder in States and then I was trying to find the right person for the country leader in Japan, then I would focus on finding the person who has a track record as the founder. So that's what I believe in. So not the person who has the leadership experience in the bigger company. So I believe doing something from 0 to 1 and doing the 1 to 10 or 100, it's completely different.
I see. Could you elaborate why you recommend founder so much in that role?
Yeah, sure. So I think it's partially based on my observation. So I saw some people taking the role as country manager of the overseas companies, but in most cases they don't stay for long. So that's what I think. So. And
they're kind of weaker greed or those kind of stuff.
Yeah. I think so. Maybe it might be decided in the contract from the beginning, but so I think it's just my guess. But although you already have a great product in the US, but when you try to dive into the new market, it's very different. And you need to find the go-to-market strategy. You need to build the relationship with customers, the target segments as well. So
it's more like invention. Right?
Yes. And especially for the go-to-market experience, it cannot be acquired unless you are the founder. So maybe you agree with that. So I think most big companies can't offer their opportunity to acquire the experience about succeeding in the go-to market, because more bigger companies, they have a lot of budgets and they have the credibility, like, hey, I'm Mitsubishi, or like I don't know, Sega or something. So, but you need to start from the states where you don't have any credibility. So it's just like founding a company. So I believe entering Japanese market as a non-Japanese company, it's as difficult as founding the company from zero as a Japanese founder.
I see. Maybe acquiring a Japanese startup might be an option for them?
Yes, I believe so. So if you have, I don't know, like 1 million, maybe like it doesn't take 10 million or something. So I think it's very effective to acquire the company. I think it's not a big amount. So you in the US company, you can raise 10 times bigger budget from the investors. And so I think you can utilize the capital to acquire the company, or maybe you can do investment, like financial partner, building the financial partnership might be effective. But I think it's not. I think companies like the sales agency partners and finding the partners and try to invest in them. I don't think it can be very effective compared to acquiring the founder or acquiring the startup companies, or finding someone who has an experience as a startup founder.
I see. Yeah, probably, I feel that the M&A situation for startup is changing, partly because of the, policy change in the, public stock market in Japan. And probably your exit is also partly that kind of,
Yes.
in that effect, right?
Yeah.
So could you elaborate that kind of situation to the audience?
Sure. So right now, in the Japanese, what is going on in the Japanese stock market is, so bigger becomes bigger. So and the big companies are doing well relatively, but smaller public companies, so valuation will be around, I don't know, $100 million or something. So Japanese startups can go public with that amount of valuation, but they are struggling because they don't have enough liquidity, and their stocks are not traded in the large amount. So many companies are struggling in increasing their valuation from that state. So, which leads to the situation where startup founders seriously think about M&A, which was not very common previously, and also they tried to take longer time than before until they finally go public. So trying maybe around $500 million or something can be the good target valuation when you go public, which is still, I believe, smaller compared to the US. So, but this is, I believe, and probably many investors will believe in that as well. So it will be decided by time. So if the market is small, you can't go 100 million or 500 million. So once you realize that your market is not as big as being able to achieve the $500 million as the valuation, then I think the most effective option is to sell your company or business itself.
I see. So probably, some audience is thinking about coming to Japan. Acquiring is one of the, great option you can recommend, right?
Yes, I think so. And I think many founders, I believe, would appreciate that opportunity. And because we all know that emerging companies in the US are pretty huge. And also the opportunity to learn could be bigger as well. And just like Yosuke, many people intrinsically wants to give it a try to enter the U.S. market eventually. So because it's bigger and we have the more global opportunity to go global as well. So being acquired by emerging U.S. company and then have the opportunity to grow will be great for many founders who are struggling currently.
You also thought about that option?
Yeah, if we we don't have any channel to seriously think about that. To be honest, I saw it to some extent. So, but it's basically based on introduction, and
so there's no common channel to do that.
Exactly.
I can guess that.
So it's mostly relying on venture capital we have raised the money from, and we actually had several opportunities, but we ended up finding the Macbee Planet as the best partner to be acquired by. So yeah, but we tried, but there is no good channel. So I think if it's really effective for US, if it's any company in the US will seriously think about it, then I think you have the good, you would have the good, I think the chance is not small, in my opinion.
I see. Yeah, great advice. So, do you have any advice for what kind of founder they should look for, like they should acquire?
Yeah. Sure. Of course, they need to speak in English, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think recently many founders are good at speaking English, so probably not in the native level, just like me, but they are pretty good because recently they found before in Japan, maybe in the same in the US, I assume, but founders didn't have great educational record before. But recently,
like Tokyo University.
Yeah, like Tokyo University. So,
like us.
I mean, like us. Yes. But recently, so many people are founding a company from our university.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah, the population is pretty increasing.
So before the best people, best students in the University of Tokyo, they go to Google, Microsoft. If they are known like natural science people, then they would go to like McKinsey & Company or some consulting company or investment bank. But it's been changed. It's been changing, and they are choosing to build a startup. But it's also a bit different from the US, but they don't try to build software as a service or anything, but they more go to labor-intensive field like consulting, software engineering service. Being outsourcing, or whatever. So it's very promising market, but still it's big market, but still there are so many competitors as well. So I think looking back my experience as well, I feel that making human labor-intensive business and intelligence or software-intensive business are completely different. So the best way to learn how to build a great software company is to join the great software company and try to contribute to their go-to-market. So I think many people would appreciate the opportunity to learn in the bigger and emerging the tech company.
Yeah, that's totally true. Actually, I also run consultancy business as well in the previous company.
Yes.
I totally understand it, and probably it's good for both of them, right? I mean, for the people in Japan, it's good opportunity to run products aspect, and probably product company in the US should adapt to this more consultancy heavy environment in Japan.
Yeah,
right?
that's very good point. So in fact, consulting is necessary to sell complex product especially in Japanese market. So I think the target, so demography of customer who can subscribe to software as a service without consulting is bigger in US. But in Japan, the communication cost is much larger. So they are very conservative to give it a try to the new tech. So we need to do a lot of communication. We often need to do some POC, and that's what consulting firms are good at.
Education.
Right? So with some fee as well. So that's why tech consulting companies are so emerging in Japan. So yeah, I think you would learn a lot from the Japanese startups who are working on that field. Like some companies like you in the previous state or me as well. So it's very different.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, a lot of great advice from you. So yeah, so coming back to your story about you.
Yep.
What are you gonna do? You sold your company in November, right? So
yes.
Almost 1 month ago.
Yeah.
It's so recent, right? So
recent.
what are you thinking about now? Like what's gonna be next, or like those stuff?
Yeah, sure. Of course, as a founder, for Pretia Technologies, I need to keep contributing to Pretia Technologies. So joining the Macbee, which is a great opportunity. So they are advertising one of the most emerging marketing agency company in Japan. We can learn a lot from them, and we can utilize their customer base as well. And also they could utilize our customer base as well. So I think that's the major part. But also but after working as a founder for 10 years in Japan, but I also feel that I wanna do some bigger challenge in the US as well. And I believe that obviously Silicon Valley or US is the center of the capital globally, and there are so many things we can only do with a lot of capital, and that's the kind of challenge I tried to do with augmented reality technology. But in fact, it was pretty hard. So we can't raise enough capital in Japan to go global as a completely tech company. So we need to be close to the tech talent pool as well, and also the capital too. So it's very ambiguous, but that's what I'm thinking.
I see. Probably, as you said, it's going to be a good opportunity for you to contribute to some US company who wants to come to Japan. So, maybe if the audience is interested in coming to Japan, you should call.
Yeah, sure. Let's have sushi together, and I can let you know many good places as well. And so just feel free to search for me in LinkedIn. I'm called Ushio from Pretia Technologies, and I'm happy to help any founders outside of Japan to penetrate Japanese market. So I think from B2C to B2B, from manufacturing, entertainment, gaming to advertising, I think we have a lot of experiences about go-to-market strategy in Japan. So I can surely help you.
Yeah, that's going to be great. Yeah, so thank you for coming today, and it was great to talk to you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
So great. Good luck to your journey.
Yeah, thank you.
Actually, you are becoming a father, right?
Yes. Pretty recently.
Yeah, so congratulations on that, and good luck for your journey.
Yeah, being the founder and also being the father is very hard simultaneously.
So thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye.